All right. We give thanks for this Sunday morning. We give thanks for a new day. We give thanks for our health and our strength. Despite what condition we may perceive ourselves to be in, we give thanks for what is in this moment. We give thanks for every new day being an opportunity for us to continue to grow, continue to heal, continue to expand, continue to praise, continue to see God, experience God, learn God, know God, and express God. We are in full gratitude of it. Give thanks for this moment for us coming together as like minds to raise our consciousness towards divinity, being reminded of who we are as divine beings. Giving thanks for the privilege of being divine beings. Giving thanks for all of the guidance, giving thanks for all of the protection, the nudgings, the insight that we're able to gain on this journey. We speak that we will continue to walk with a light heart, a clear mind, and an open soul, so that we can be about our Father's business, be about the business of being children of the Creator. We give thanks. Ashe, 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 oh, amen, 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 amen. We are in the process of doing a series called What Would Jesus Do? And the series has a focus on talking about the metaphysical symbolism and meaning behind the birth of Jesus and some of the things that's a part of the story of his journey. And this past Wednesday, we were on the scripture that talked about how Mary and Joseph went to Passover, went to Jerusalem for Passover for years. And at age 12, or the 12th year, Jesus stayed back in the temple. They had went Passover, the feast and everything, and then they started to head home, and they looked up after one day on a journey and Jesus wasn't there. And they went back. And when they got back, they found him in the temple, as the story goes, sitting with the doctors and asking questions and giving answers and vibing out at age 12. And this is the literal story that's being told. Okay, so remember, just keep in mind, we dig into the metaphysical meaning of the story, parts of the metaphysical meaning, because it's deep meaning in it. It's a rabbit hole we can go in, but we discuss certain aspects of the metaphysical meaning. But nonetheless, they found him in the temple and they said to him, "Why would you do this to us?" Basically, I'm paraphrasing. "Why would you do this to us? I mean, we was terrified. We've been looking for you and we was terrified." And he looked at them like, "What you mean? You was looking for me? Don't you know I'm about my Father's business? I don't understand. I'm about my Father's business. I can't really be concerned about you being scared, you not thinking that I'm equipped enough. It don't matter. I'm about my Father's business." But that speaks to, when you're on your journey and you start to realize that you are a divine being, you come into this physical experience with a divine purpose, and you begin to really understand that. You start to realize that other people may not understand your journey when you're led in certain directions and ways that you should go and things that you should do, or how you should approach certain things. When you're inspired in spirit, when you're in spirit around things. And you may not even understand, because Joseph and Mary represent the feeling and the thinking nature. You may even not feel like you're equipped. You may not think that you are equipped. You may not feel like this is the way to go. You may not think that this is the way to go. But when you're in spirit and you're guided, I don't know if anybody else have experienced it. It doesn't matter if I'm totally on board with it or understand it or whatever. I have a feeling that this is the way that Spirit want me to go. So I'm going to go. And that's when faith kicks in. That's when your discipline kicks in. That's when your courage kicks in. That's when your affirmation kicks in. That's being about your Father's business. I just was thought about that when I said, give thanks for us having the mindset to be about our Father's business. Well, Father, understanding what Father means. And this is the beautiful benefit. I always want to give a moment to say it is a great benefit of understanding scripture and holy text from a metaphysical standpoint. I'm not here to argue. Is it real? Did it happen? When did it happen? Is it historically true? I'm not here to argue that. If I can get the essence of it, I'll take it. If I can get the lesson in it, the blessing in it, the understanding in it, because we do deal with these things in our consciousness, and the Bible is truly talking about states of consciousness, our journey in our states of mind and consciousness, because that's what this journey is. That's what it is. It's filled with states of consciousness, ways we're thinking, how we're perceiving, how we're receiving. That's how our journey unfolds. And there's this divine mindedness that's already embedded within us. There's this divine intelligence, this divine guidance. We call it intuition. We call it gut feelings. We call it intuitive knowing. We call it spiritual knowledge. We call it spiritual understanding, spiritual wisdom, divine understanding. These things are embedded in us. It's irregardless of logic, reason, thinking, intellect, all of that type of stuff. The intellect, the reasoning, all of that stuff should serve that divine understanding, that divine knowledge. So in that, serving that, then okay, you take what you are inspired, divinely inspired to do, say, move, whatever it may be, and then the intellect that you have, the intelligence you have, it serves that. All right. How can I be about my Father's business? But oftentimes we find ourselves in a space where we want to figure things out and understand things from an intellectual standpoint, but we're disregarding spirit. And the spirit is our guide, the spirit is our guide. So I wanted to share something. I was in reflection yesterday during my reflection time yesterday morning, and I was looking at something, and it said, whatever he wills will happen, and nothing can prevent it. Whatever he wills will happen, and nothing can prevent it. And I started to think about, on my journey as a person who was raised in the Christian faith and in the churches. I hear it all the time, God's will be done. Let God's will be done, or make sure you're letting God's will, not your will, be done. And you hear about that. And oftentimes, I can speak for myself. I will say at a certain stage in my understanding, I had this perception that there's this separate God that's away from me, that has this plan of its own, and it is projecting this plan on me. And it's for me to be used, and be careful because, I'm one of, sin. I'm this sinful person. So I must do these things to stay under its grace. And admittedly, at parts of my journey, it's like, am I under God's will? Is it God's will? And there's this, I don't know, what is God's will? And it's almost like this hidden will, that this hidden, purpose and plan for my life that I got to just hope that I'm lining up with, I just got to hope for the best. You know what I'm saying? Try to do the best that I can. And it's almost like, it's, you never really know. You just kind of got to roll with the punches kind of thing. It's that kind of vibe. But I had this thought. I said, now, coming into understanding in this moment, time and space, understanding what God is and how God is life force energy. And it is this, this divine intelligence and one-mindedness that is present, omnipresent, and working in and through everything, I started to think, like, how can it be articulated where any level of cognitive dissonance around what we mean by God's will being done? You know, how can it be expressed for understanding? So I just began to kind of journal and, you know, look at certain things and put things down. And this is what I came up with. Y'all mind if I share? This is what I came up with. And my intention for sharing this is to share something that I feel can help us to fathom this divine plan and purpose in our life. That we don't have to come into this experience to try to figure out, force it, find it. We don't have to do any of those things. There is some things that we can do to surrender to it. But I think the surrendering process may be a little less complex or more easier for us if we have a level of understanding. Y'all mind if I share? Y'all with me? You with me? Hello, hello, hello. Y'all there? These are words to help release my fears. Okay, I'm not ignoring you, sis. I'm gonna look in 1 second, 1 second. Okay, says, whatever he wills will happen, and nothing can prevent it. This he, what is this he? That's the first question. Y'all know, teacher. I'm an inquiry-based teacher and learner. He. That's the first thing to understand. What is this he? Okay, it's referencing God. All right, what is God? So I was reading what God is, and I started to think it's very important for people to understand that God is not a person, an entity. Okay, it's not that. So this is what I have in my notes. God is personal to us when we recognize him within us as our indwelling life, intelligence, love, and power. God is individualized in man. I'm going to read that again. God is personal to us when we recognize him within us as our indwelling life, intelligence, love, and power. God is individualized in man. So God, the indwelling life, intelligence, love, and power is individualized in man. What does individualized mean? Tailored to suit a particular individual. When we recognize God within us as our indwelling life, intelligence, love, and power, it individualizes in us as the indwelling life, intelligence, love, and power that we need, tailored to suit our own particular divine plan and purpose. Did we hear that? I'm going to say that one more time. God is not a person. It's not an entity separate from us. God is the indwelling life, intelligence, love, acceptance and allowance, surrenderance, love, and power that's within us and individualized for us, tailored to suit our own, your own, my own, her own, his own, their own divine plan and purpose for her own, your own, his own, their own life. That is God. the tailor-made, individualized life, divine intelligence, divine love, spiritual power in each man, tailor-made to suit our individualized divine plan and purpose in this physical experience. It is for us to be Adam in wisdom. And as we walk in wisdom, God is tailored to manifest all. Remember what God is: the life, the intelligence, the love, and the power is tailored to manifest all inspired or in spirit actions. No need to fear, no need to force, no need to fight. What is this wisdom? Wisdom is the intuitive knowing and the spiritual intuition void of limited beliefs. God is personal to us when we recognize him within us as indwelling life, intelligence, love, and power. God, this indwelling life, intelligence, love, and power is individualized, tailored to suit your particular divine plan and purpose. In order for you to recognize this and walk in this, you must walk in wisdom, and God tailor makes everything that's needed to manifest everything that you become inspired or in spirit to do. This wisdom is intuitive knowing, spiritual intuition, voided of the carnal mind, egoic, limited beliefs that oftentimes is embedded by your environment, by your parents, by your teachers, by your mates, by your friends, by the social media channel, by the news, by the everything that you are influenced by that doesn't come from within. Should I continue? We with it? Y'all flowing? You picking up what I'm putting down? We inherit. Hear me now. We inherit thoughts, divine inspirations that unfold in our soul. Limited beliefs create the notion of these being personal aspirations or inspirations, and takes us down the road of trying to figure it out, the how and the what. If we let go of the personal self and its limited beliefs, we can consciously attain the spirit of Christ's consciousness within us, which is the wisdom and divine understanding for us to walk in, for the Almighty to manifest as the indwelling life, intelligence, love, and power, and become tailor-made for our plan and purpose. And as we walk in this divine understanding and wisdom, the tailor-made manifestations of any and everything that our mind brings up as inspiration in spirit actions, the manifestation is tailored for you and your life. All right, I'm done. In Ephesians 5:17, it says, "Awake, thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Christ shall shine upon thee." Awake in this knowledge. If this is not what we understand and awaken, we are asleep. There's dormant potentiality. We are asleep. If you awaken in this, that you have been put here in this physical experience with a divine plan and a divine purpose, inherited. This is what the wise men came with, the frankincense, gold, and myrrh. This is what these are those gifts. This is what that represents. Those gifts, the wise men from the east, the inner. As you are born into this state of consciousness of divinity, realizing your divinity, realizing that you are not this mortal man, you are not this ego consciousness, you are not this personal self that you perceive yourself to be from the outside impressions and influences. When you awaken in that consciousness, know that when you awaken in that, baby, when you are born in that, as soon as you are born, you have those gifts accessible to you. You have them accessible to you, but you have to walk in wisdom, intuitive knowing, spiritual intuition, void of limited beliefs. What caused limited beliefs? You seeking validation. So you going to tell, you sharing everything with people. You want to know, you want to call this person, that person, can't make any decisions. You're indecisive. You're back and forth. You don't know. You don't. What else caused limited beliefs? Well, because the voice of ego is way too loud, because you're distracted all the time. You're not giving yourself time to be quiet, to be in a quiet space, to give yourself meditation time so that you can hear from spirit, so that they can, the voice that's inside of you can talk to you. You're not giving it any space. You always got something in your ear. You're always doing something. I always need to do something. Always busy, always talking, always sharing, always asking, always. You got to sit down and be still. Go in the room. Head up the mountain. It's necessary. Because what is God? God is. We have all these gospel songs. God, don't give up on me. God, I'm here, I am, your willing child, and all of these pleading things to God. There's no pleading that has to be done. It is a surrendering and a sitting down that has to be done. Because it's there. It's there. That is what God is. It's the indwelling life, intelligence, love, and power within you. Already there, already inherited. That is tailor-made to assist you in being an expression of God, how this expression is supposed to be upon your life. Now, my reflection in this, as I was journaling in this, it ended with me thinking, I said, that's so interesting. If people can think this way and approach their natal charts, understanding that natal charts similar to what they call dharma and karma, natal charts kind of gives you an insight on what your soul purpose is here. You come here with a kind of a soul attraction, soul purpose, soul vibrations. You come here into this world. And that's why I give thanks for astrologists and the field of astrology that assists us. That's very helpful for us to understand kind of what we came here, like what's it gives us some insight into us. But if you approach it with that mindset that, okay, I come into this physical experience with a divine purpose, divine plan, it's going to look like something. It manifests as something. That what it looks like is oftentimes articulated in my natal chart. It's going to look like you being this and that. We call it, okay, your sun is in Cancer, your moon is in Virgo, your Venus in this. Okay, that's just articulating what it may look like. The vessel it comes in. But all of it is for the purpose of expressing God. None of it is wrong or bad. We oftentimes go down a road of self-criticism, oftentimes because we're looking at other people and their life and their standards and their journey. We're allowing other people to project their expectations, what you should be, and all these different type of things. When we come into this physical experience, perfect just as we are, with our own unique abilities, gifts, tendencies, all of these different type of things. But it is for us to allow that indwelling intelligence, love, power, will, understanding, faith. It is for us to do that. And when we're in that, then we live out this expression of God as us. as this Cancer sun, Virgo moon. You know, we live it out. We get so caught, oh, this mean that, okay, listen. The true you, the true self, is an infinite being. You are an infinite being that is endowed with a divine intelligence, a divine guide within you, so that as you walk your walk and you begin to naturally, because it's your nature, live out your life how it lives out. If you walk with that and in that, then God can express itself. God is expressing itself through you as all that you are and all that you experience in your life. Oftentimes, we are trying to walk in our own ego, in our own understanding, in other people's understanding, and that's where we find the struggle. And that's okay too, because still that indwelling intelligence, life, love, and power is still there, showing up as grace, mercy, the restorer. Is showing up as the rejuvenator, the forgiver, the all-knowing, it's still there. It's nothing to beat yourself up about. Be in awareness. That's the goal. Be in awareness. Because we know when we're not walking in our divine purpose and plan, we can feel it. We can see it. Just look around you. You can see it. So I pray, I don't want to keep going because I could go in so many directions with this. The beautiful revelation that I wanted to express here is that let us not be confused on the will of God. It is not for you to try to figure that out, to try to understand it. Just know that there is a will of God that is in play in your life. You come into this physical spirit already programmed with the divine plan and purpose, already programmed. Whether you know it, you understand it or not, it's already programmed. It's like it's plugged into the navigation system forever. And so every time you go in that direction, you're good. But when you start going out, please make a U-turn. Please make a U-turn. Please make a U-turn. This is why we go through these shedding periods, these periods of transformation, these periods of hermit, these periods of, it's just, please make a U-turn. And you just keep on growing and keep on evolving and keep on elevating, baby. But don't look back and be mad. Don't look back and be resentful. Don't look back and be scared. Just keep on moving, keep on growing. And your divine assignment is to walk in wisdom, intuitive knowledge, intuitive understanding, intuitive, that spiritual intuition void of limited belief. So be in awareness. Notice when limited beliefs are popping up in your mind. Notice when you get a divine inspiration and then immediately your ego starts to jump in. Well, how I'm gonna do that? What I'm gonna do, and all of this stuff start running. Also, guard your mind, guard your heart. Guard your heart. Your heart is the center of your consciousness. Guard your heart. Be watchful of what you're feeding your eyes, what you're feeding your ears, where you're finding yourself, putting yourself in different circles and spaces, because you're picking up energy. You're picking up, there is a collective consciousness that you want to be careful about. If you think you innocently watching a movie, innocently looking at social media, innocently around these certain things, and you're picking it up. Anybody experience that? You're picking it up. You look up and wonder, why am I thinking this way? Or why am I feeling this way? Or you, unfortunately, sometimes you don't even realize that things are making an impact on your life as they are. And so it's for you to guard your heart. Feed your eyes, ears, heart, soul, mind, edifying words of truth. Things that are encouraging to you, things that remind you of your divinity. Queen, all the time? Yes, all the time. All the time. And if you find yourself veering off and you find yourself indulging in things that are kind of taking you off into the world too much, pull it back, scale it back. In the church, they would say, I'm saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost. Some of it took that as a place of stature and look down upon somebody else and judge other people. That's not what that's all about. To be saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost is I consciously protect my heart, guard my heart, feed my soul, words of divinity, words of information, words of truth, keep myself around positive, upful people, optimistic people who have positive tongues, positive minds. I consciously create an environment around me to be able to live out my life as a divine being. I consciously do that. It has everything to do with me. I'm not here to judge you. And it's an internal job. It's not something external. I'm not expecting you to look at me and say, oh, she's saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost. No. But what I can guarantee you is if I'm living that way, my light is shining. I don't have to judge you because my light is going to your light is going to recognize my light. And without me saying a word, it's going to help raise your vibration. And your light is going to recognize mine. And we're going to help. And that's how we do. We raise each other's vibration by not judging others, but be in a judgment of yourself, be in awareness of yourself. This is our role in this all. Our role is not to write the plan. I want to give you a memo right now. Your job is not to write the plan. Your job is not to find the purpose. It's to be revealed to you. It's within you. I know the school system told us it's our job to figure out what we want to do when we grow up and then prove ourselves that we're able to do it. But I want to dismantle that miseducation right now. You came into this physical experience with a divine purpose and plan over your life. And predominantly that plan is to, if not totally that plan is to be an expression of the Almighty and to shine your light, to vibe high and to project your God self into this world. And in that you impact everything around you. Your light increases, impacts, improves everything around you. That is the sole purpose of this life. And however that manifests in your skills, your gifts, your interests, okay, that's beautiful. But as you're doing that, are you shining your light? As you are being a teacher, as you're being a hairstylist, as you're being a person who worked for the military, as you're being a person who offers some level of personal service, or as you're being a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever it is that you end up finding yourself doing with your hands in this world, you're fulfilling your purpose. Even if it's that being a homeschool mama, an at-home mama, whatever it is that you find yourself doing in this world, you are fulfilling your purpose when you are allowing yourself to surrender, raise your vibration, shine your light. You are fulfilling your purpose. Don't get fooled by this world pull to try to make you find a purpose and live out the purpose and all that. You already, because you are breathing, you're here. The minute you wake up and decide to surrender every day, take that with you this week. Decide to surrender every day. Decide to surrender every day. Somebody asked, what does fulfilling your purpose feel like? It feels like ease. It feels like flow. It feels like surrender. It feels like optimism. It feels like calmness. It feels like courage. It feels like poise. It feels like peace that surpasses all understanding. It feels like patience. It feels like everything's going to be all right. It feels like purpose. It feels purposeful. You feel when you're fulfilling your purpose of shining your light and being an expression of God and waking up every morning and deciding to surrender. Give thanks for the day. Ooh. All right. I am deciding to surrender. And everything that I am doing today and everything that I face today, I'm deciding to surrender. What am I surrendering to? I'm surrendering to the reality that all is well. All is working in divine order. I am divinely guided. There is a divine intuition that I have within me that will lead and guide every choice that I make today. There is no need for me to fight, force, or fix. There's no need for me to try to validate myself. There's no need for me to prove myself. There is a need for me to stay calm, stay poised, breathe, keep my heart light, look for God in the situation, be present in the moment. That's what it feels like. It feels like all is well. So when you're faced with that disrespect, you go, or you go, but then you go, because I never want y'all to feel like it can't go down. I get it. We can strive to yield not to temptation. Sometimes we will. Sometimes we're going to cut an ear off. We're going to do something crazy, you know. It's like, then the inner being in us get on us a little bit and we fall back. All right. It's not about, did you not do what you're supposed to do? How long did you stay in it? If you were in a place where you were not expressing yourself from a place of calm, poise, peace, understanding that all is well, no need for you to try to validate yourself, no need for you to try to prove yourself. God got it. Whatever it is in this situation that you feel like is righteous, it will manifest. All justice will be served. Everything will All right. But if you did fall into it, the stress, the worry, the anxiety, the anger, the resentment, how long did you stay in it? That's what that's where it's at. Did you become aware? Did you become aware that you're feeling resentful? Did you become aware that you're feeling angry? Are you aware now that you feel insecure and that a lot of your actions or reactions are coming from a place of insecurity or fear or resentment or anger? Are you aware of it? Now that you're aware of it, what are you doing about it? Are you staying in that? Are you choosing to stay in that? Or are you choosing to surrender? Or is your ego keeping you stuck there? Because I don't feel understood. I'm just so mad. Let it go. If your genuine desire is for a level of understanding, maybe to create some level of balance or reconciliation or whatever it may be, don't worry about the understanding. Pray for the reconciliation, the balance, and the peace, however that may come, whether that comes to understand it or not, that's what it will be. Watch and pray. Not absorb and then try to project yourself. All right. So one more again, point of today's talk. I just wanted to get the point across. I pray that it was clear. I pray that it's helping to bring a level of reconciliation with the notion of God and how sometimes that notion can be God is separate from us with this whole plan that we don't know about, that is not clear, that we got to figure out. We got to do all of that. I pray that that's clearing that out. You may not be one that has thought that way. You may not be one that have dealt with that struggle. I have. I know how that feels, to feel like I don't know if I'm walking in God's will, to feel like, man, I don't know if I'm doing right. I don't know if I'm righteous enough. I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know if I'm in this enough or that enough. And a root cause of that is feeling like you don't know the plan. But I'm assuring you today that there is a plan and a purpose over your life, and it will be revealed to you as you understand what you are as a divine being and what God is. And God is that indwelling life, intelligence, love, and power that becomes individualized in you and becomes tailor-made life force energy, tailor-made mercy, tailor-made grace, tailor-made love, tailor-made power for you to be able to unfold in the will that God has over your life. So if you can just understand that and then know that when you come into this experience, you come as a continuance. You didn't come as anything that's just so, you come as a continuance and connected to everything around you, including the sun, the stars, and the moon, your ancestors, your mama, all these different things. And so, yes, a part of your purpose may be to heal. A part of your purpose may be to break generational curses. A part of your purpose maybe to teach children, to be an impression in a community of people, to be loving to sisters, to be a light to this, to be whatever it is that you unfold in as your gifts and purpose, and all of these things come about in your life. But understand that the root purpose of your existence is to shine your light, because your light is important. It is an important pulse in the grand heartbeat of life. Your light is one of the pulses of the heartbeat of this grand universal life. And shining that light feels like relax and receive. Allow yourself to be guided. Walk in wisdom, that intuitive knowledge and understanding. Void of limited beliefs, because you have allowed the world to project all of its stuff on you. So what is your divine assignments? One of your divine assignments is to do things like this. It's to do things like this. Pause for the cause, tune in to something that's edifying to the soul, go into a meditative space, lighten your heart. We're going to move into this meditation space. And it's enough to just lighten your heart. That's enough. You don't have to go through a whole complex meditation and all these different types. Lighten your heart. Have a moment of stillness and quiet. Clear your mind from a standpoint. Pardon me, y'all. Like when I'm channeling, it's difficult for me to keep up with your questions and things. I know I do it sometimes. I strive to do it, but I want to make sure I stay in the channel. So pardon me. Clear your mind so that God can speak to you. Because oftentimes the chatter in your mind can be so loud that you're not hearing what God continuously is saying to you. You've experienced it. Because you've said, I felt like, man, I felt like that. I said, something told me that. Like, yes. But oftentimes we're too caught up. We're too trying to get our point across. We're too trying to figure it out. We're caught up in fear, caught up in insecurity, caught up in the goals, caught up in the desires, caught up in this, caught up in that. You have to take, if you're not doing daily time to just be with yourself, which is essentially being with God, I'm urging you to do it. I'm urging you to do it. You will find it life-changing. I bear witness to it. Because then you won't feel like you have to figure it all out. It will be revealed to you. It will be. And it's hard for me to explain it with, intellectual words, but that revelation is just something that it comes, it's clear, it feels good, it feels right. There's no question in all of that. And when you train your mind by governing your mind, governing your environment, governing what you put in, when you begin to train your mind like that, you can hear clearer, and then you can slow down that ego jumping in and getting in the way, jumping in and drowning spirit's voice out. But you got to practice. Because if you've for years been using your intellectual mind, your logical mind, your reasonable mind, or have a habit of seeking outward for guidance, which is, I'm not against guidance, y'all. Y'all should know that. I'm not against that. I'm not against having a spiritual guide, a coach, a therapist. I'm not against any of those things. I am for you spending time with yourself and spending time with God, because the divine is nothing like divine guidance. Guidance from people who you trust to support you in your spiritual, emotional, and physical wellness journey is amazing. And divine guidance is top tier. It's nothing that compares to it. If your therapeutic or your experiences with your therapist, your experiences with your coach, your experience with your spiritual teacher or spiritual guide will be that much greater if you do that time with yourself and then share those things with them for them to help you in your walk with what spirit is leading you to do. That's even more helpful. When you are taking time and working with yourself and you're coming and you're saying, listen, I realize these things about myself. I'm in full awareness about this, and spirit has been telling me this. And then you're getting support from them to help you kind of navigate that. That's helpful. That's even more helpful right there. So a lot of the confusing, feeling lost, feeling like overwhelmed, feeling double-minded, all of those things a lot of times happen because you're not spending enough time with yourself, which is essentially, I continue to say, spending time with God, because God is indwelling. It's indwelling. God is indwelling. And it manifests as life, divine intelligence, life force energy, power, grace, mercy, the power to recalibrate, the power to restore things to its original, natural, divine state. But you got to tap in, y'all. You got to tap in. You got to tap in. You got to tap in. I won't even say, I don't like to say you got to do it, but tap in. Tap in. You don't have to be, you're choosing the hellish experiences a lot of times that you're going through. You're choosing it. And oftentimes it's not even a conscious choice. It's a subconscious thing. It's a subconscious habit. It's a subconscious mindset. It's a subconscious thought pattern. It's a subconscious doubt, fear. It's an embedded, a running program that has not been found and stopped and cleared out and replaced. You know how you be on your phone and you wonder why you can't save no pictures and your phone going slow and it ain't working right and all this type of stuff. Then you go and be like, man, just got about 25 running programs back here. That's why. It's filling up your cache. It's doing all of these different type of things. You need to clear that out. And then you need to put the new software on there so it can operate at the level it can operate. That part. Ashe. I'm going to come up and look at the question before we go into meditation, but I do want to get the meditation in before I have to go. If there's doubt around a thought path, should we write that off as carnal mind? I don't, let me hold off on that until we finish. Let's go into meditation. I want us to clear our hearts, clear our minds. And then I want to close out, turn my open sign on, open the door, and then I'll keep us on and we'll answer the questions. If that's all right. I want to do it in that way. Giving thanks for the word today. We give thanks for the word today. We give thanks for the understanding that we come into this physical experience with a divine plan and purpose, and that it is perfect for us and it is tailor-made for us, and the support that we need, the guidance we need, the resources we need, the power, the strength, all of those different things are there for us, tailor-made for us and our journey, however it goes, wherever we go. That divine intelligence, life, power, love, mercy, grace is there. May we be confident in that. And may we do our job in being with God, spending time with the Creator, praising, worshiping, giving thanks, calming ourselves, meditating, praying with the mind of a divine being. We give thanks for that word. And we give thanks for the meditation that'll be channeled today. I set an intention. Let's move into a meditation if you can. For those who are still on, stay on until we finish with the meditation today. But let's transition into the meditation for this morning. My entire intention for our Sunday meditations is for us to be able to move from this space, walk away from this session feeling lighthearted, inspired, encouraged, feeling like any weights that we've had on our shoulders, on our hearts and our minds, to be removed, even if it's just for the moment, but just giving room, giving ourselves space, giving our minds, our hearts, our body space to be whole, our body space to heal, to grow, to expand, to receive. And that is the intention of the meditation. So find yourself in a comfortable position. You don't have to see me, you just need to hear me. So I'm going to turn my camera off, but let's just start with you settling into a space, becoming comfortable, slowing the breath down, taking some deep breaths in through the nose, allowing it to exhale through the mouth gently with the intention of just relaxing the body, relax the heart, relax the mind, Release all thought, release tension, and just relax for the moment. Again, inhaling in through the nose, deep inhaling down to the bottom of the belly. And gently exhaling through the mouth. As you inhale, feel the body expand, expand in the heart space, expand in the belly. Maybe and hold that breath for a few seconds. Hold it. And then gently exhale, let it come from the mouth. Slow as you can. Release the breath, relax the body. Relax the shoulders, the arms. Relax. Relax the hips, the legs, the feet. Relax. Taking slow, deep inhales in through the nose, bringing the breath all the way to the belly. And slowly, gently exhaling through the mouth all the way out. Drop the jaw, release the forehead, relax. As you are relaxing the mind, relaxing the body, accept within your heart that you are a divine, energetic being. You come into this physical experience with unique gifts, with your own unique bloodline, your own unique interests, tendencies, areas in need of healing, areas of strengths, spaces where you are meant to expand, areas where you gravitate to, even a personality. We come into this experience with all of these things. You are uniquely made and absolutely valuable. Everything about you is purposeful. Your journey, the way you think, the way you move, the way you feel, the way you process, all of it has a purpose. Choose to surrender to the reality that there is a divine intelligence that resides within you. It is indwelling. It is always speaking, always leading and guiding. Choose to surrender to the reality that you are divinely protected and divinely provided for, and that there's no need to fear, to worry, to be anxious. Choose to surrender to the reality that when you do surrender, when you do relax, when you do choose to be positive, when you do choose to let go, to release, that all is well. Everything is working in the best way and in your favor. No time has been wasted. You are not behind. You haven't done anything wrong. that every moment, every day is a moment to expand, to grow, to evolve. Also choose that whether you intellectually know or not, everything that's needed on your journey is calibrating right now. The dots are connecting. Things are moving in a direction of the very best for your experiences. And so choose to resist limited beliefs, to let go of resentment, anger, resistance that pulls you away from your peace, from your grace. Choose to let it go. Make this choice often. Feel no way that you may have to consciously make it often. A lot. No worries. Just choose. It is in this choice that you are given the room for growth, for change. You may not know it. You may not see it. You may not feel it. But every time you choose to surrender and to be at peace and to be grateful and to praise and pray instead of being anxious and worried, every time you choose, you are aligning with your purpose and the plan for your life. Continue to take deep breaths in through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. As we get ready to close, we give thanks for this moment of assurance, for this moment of letting go and surrender. We give thanks for our life. We give thanks for our minds. We give thanks for our journeys. We give thanks for the ability to choose. Take one last deep breath in through the nose, deep as you can go. Hold it as long as you feel comfortable. And when you're ready, exhale and release it all the way out. And relax. Coming back to the present moment, maybe by wiggling your fingers and toes, giving yourself a little stretch. Giving thanks for this moment, this meditative moment with you. I pray that that moment of meditation has left your heart light, has left you inspired, has left you encouraged to continue your walk. And know that all is well. No matter how it feels, all is well. You're welcome, Alex. No matter how it feels, all is well. Thank you so much. Namaste. Amen. Ashe. Amen. We give thanks. We give thanks for these moments, the word. We give thanks for the moments of meditation. We give thanks. Ashe. We give thanks. All right. Y'all hang tight. I'm gonna go open the store, but I'm gonna keep you all on. I'm gonna open the store real quick because I would love to answer that question. If anybody want to hang tight and hear the answer to that, I would love to build on that. If you enjoyed yourself, thank you so much. Give thanks, y'all. I'm grateful you enjoyed. If you enjoyed this and you feel like someone else need to hear it, when I post it on YouTube, share it with them. If you feel like someone you know could benefit from tuning in live on Sunday mornings, send a link to them. It's on my website, oumministries.com/Sunday Fellowship. We're here every Sunday, unless I advise otherwise, at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. If you would love to share your love, you may give a love offering at that link that you tuned into to tune into the meditation. There are a few ways that you can give. your financial support to the ministry, and I give thanks for your financial support. You all don't know, like I won't say you all don't know, that's like a habit of me saying, but I want you to know that I give thanks for the opportunity to share space with you. It feels wonderful to be able to live in your purpose, to feel like you have the room to shine your light. And so as much as it is expressed that it is edifying to you all, know that it is edifying to me. This is my time of praise, and worship. You know what I mean? Prayer, praise, and worship for me as well. So I give thanks. Whenever I'm able to talk about God, I hear it too. I hear it too. And so, there's a saying that says, teachers usually teach what they most need to learn. You know what I mean? So just know that I also want you to know that we're on this journey together. You know what I mean? Although one of my gifts that's been given to me is to teach, and one of the interests I have is to teach and to share and all these different type of things. Baby, we on that same journey together, the same journey. So I never come to you from a place of, I reached it, I got it, this is it, this is what you do. That ain't me. It's me saying, as your sister, I'm gonna tell you, I get it. I feel it. I bear witness. I know I get it. As I told y'all, even what I shared this morning, that came from me having the thought, me reflecting back on thoughts that I've had of separation, of this punitive, separate God from me that is always looking down, ready to be punitive or punish me for not living up to its expectations that I don't know if I'm even clear about. So just know it's a shared journey. And there's nothing to be ashamed about. There's nothing to be sad about, scared, like relax. It's a forever journey of evolution, and it's all divinely planned. So the teachers you need will show up. The things you just have an earnest heart. Spend time with God. That's why I always try to leave you with things that you can do. Relax, take walks in nature. Have time to yourself a lot. Pray, praise, be grateful. These things, like I'm just trying to tell you, these are ways that I've been able to, I face, y'all, I'm with you. I face it just like you face it. We lifing together in this thing, okay? Like in relationships, with the money, with the health, with all of it. I'm facing it right there with you. I get it. But these are things that I can just bear witness to has helped me to just breathe, talk to myself, talk out loud to myself, stay positive. Don't get wrapped up when that anger starts riling up, when that sadness, when you feel misunderstood, when you feel like you need validation. Don't let it take over. Be in awareness, pay attention, be present in a moment. When your temperature go up, I done told y'all, I don't know if I don't witness to y'all before. I come from a family of big egos. Big on don't disrespect me. Big on it. So I get it. You get in them spaces where you feel disrespected. You feel like people don't see you. You feel this, you feel that, you feel that. Don't let it take over. It's just trying to show you something. Try your best. And if it take over, don't beat yourself up. Back up, breathe. Speak life back into yourself. You are light. You are love. You are loving. You are righteous. You are a child of God. All is well. You are growing. You got to speak life into yourself. And then pray. I give thanks for the restorative nature of God, the merciful, gracious nature of God. May all of the power of the Almighty show up in this situation. Clear out the anger, clear out the resentment, clear out the despair, clear it out. You have to pray. I don't be saying this to pray so you can be righteous. No, pray so you won't be out in this thing. I don't know about y'all, man. I gotta forever like load it, you know. Pray so you won't be out in this thing wilding out. Pray so you can relax while God working it. Because I know some situations, people, things, it can get intense. Some of us living with triggers. Some of us, our whole, Lord help us. Some of us face triggers daily, the same one sometimes. I get it. But it's all purposeful. You're going to learn something out of it if you surrender. Because I'm telling you, you get in that ego sending nice, nasty emails, or, you know, you want to tell you want to prove it and you want to stand up for yourself. I'm telling you, you keep you stay in that road. It's not going to take you nowhere but the same place. And even if you end up with another job, another mate, another family, another whatever, it's going to show up again. It's going to show up again. It's going to show up again. Until you learn how to surrender. You got to learn how to surrender. You got to get to that. You got to let that fire burn until it purified out. Because every situation like that, no matter how it unfolds, is an opportunity for you to learn how to surrender more and more and more. How am I going to surrender more and more and more? Sometimes you got to bite your tongue, literally bite your lip, literally, and it could bring you to tears because it's burning the ego so bad. But you got to learn how to surrender. And so that God can show you. God can show you what need to be shown in that moment. And in the meantime, be in awareness, be discerning. You know, if God tell you to make some space, if Most High tell you to whatever, do that. I'm not saying just be in situations where you subjecting yourself to all type of, you know, things that you don't have to subject yourself to. I'm not saying that by no means. But I am saying that the end all be all is goal is peace in all of our relations. Ashe. Give thanks. Thank you so much for joining. I'm going to stay. Y'all stay put. I can vibe out with y'all. There's nothing going on. So if you want to vibe out for a little while, just be still for a second. I mean, be still for a second. I'm just going to open up real quick and I'll be right back. All right. Peace and love, y'all. Peace.